Hello everybody and welcome back to the CCA Division 1 playoffs. I am DRF joined by Frosty and we have one more matchup to go.
First of all, nice reverb. Adds some drama. But anyways, hi, yes, I am Frosty here with DRF with the Division 1 finals starring PSU Blue from Penn State University versus MSU Aries from Michigan State University. Whew, and it has been quite an exciting night with two semifinal matches happening back to back, with these teams duking it out and finally meeting on the grandest stage of them all.
Absolutely. What has been a season-long collision course, we are finally at our final destination with these two titans going up against each other. But before we dive into this set, we have a quick little announcement to make. As you guys have been seeing all stream long, MSI is back, baby. MSI is once again here to support the CCA. We thank them so much for their support. The winners of tonight's Grand Finals match will be getting monitors courtesy of MSI. MSI will also be delivering a nice little prize package to each of our other division winners. So, super awesome. Always so glad to have MSI involved, and it's just such a pleasure to always work with them.
Right, thank you so much, MSI. You guys are awesome. First of all, supplying the prizing for this, as well as just the overall support you guys have given us. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So I don't even know if these teams necessarily know that, because this is a relatively recent development as well, that MSI jumping on board once again. So the stakes are there. Again, it's going to probably come as a surprise to maybe a couple of these teams, but it's kind of been one of those things that's been floated around all season long of like whether MSI is going to be coming back.
Dude, I was behind the scenes and I was shocked when I found out. Like,
oh man, for sure. Well, it's going to be a thrilling match for sure. You know, as we are going to get these two teams going very soon. It's going to be once again a best of 9 match. Frosty, take us through how these two teams got here.
Right, so earlier in the night, when you saw DRF and myself commentating that match, PSU takes the set 5-3, right? It's 5-3 against Red Embers, securing their spot. And just recently before the intermission, MSU making a statement with a 5-0 victory over UCD Banana Split. So definitely these two teams kind of showed their stuff, and especially with MSU kind of making a statement right now going into the finals.
Absolutely. So got the word into these two teams. I don't know if they're going to notice, because I think some of them kind of do, but you know, we'll have to see if any of these teams kind of, you know, recognize the stakes that are really at play here. So these two teams starting to queue up. Like we said, with this map list for Grand Finals, we are not playing around. We're bringing out the best of the best, and that's going to mean we get started on Splat Zone's Mako March, the final destination of Splatoon.
We took the intern off of this one and handpicked the best one. So this is serious. We're serious.
The intern's right there on PSU,
okay.
Frosty.
They're not watching, right? They've got other priorities.
No, they aren't watching. So, you know, maybe Snow will be in my DMs in a couple of days being like, hey, don't call me out like that. But no, but you know, Snow's done at least I think Snow did a fantastic job during the regular season with some of these map lists.
Definitely shout out to Snow. Shout out to Snow.
So yeah, so definitely took that one off my plate. So, but if you still have any issues with the map list, just come to me.
And speaking of plates, I forgot my whiteboard today, so we're gonna be using paper plates. Woo! All right, so okay. All right, so my prediction for this set. I originally wrote 5-4, but after seeing the last set, 5-3 for MSU Aries. They showed exactly why they're in finals right now, and I can't wait for this set. DRF, who do you got?
I love that you literally were like, it's gonna be 5-4, cross out. MSU just dominated at 5-3. But you know, I'm gonna go ahead and ride with the TZS boys here. I'm gonna say PSU Blue in a Game 9 thriller. It's gonna be a tough one for sure, uphill battle from start to finish, but I am not giving up on the TZS boys, Snow and Jay, and who knows, maybe Nitro's gonna come in here and surprise all of us.
Who knows, who knows? But going into game number 1 here, looking at the comps, we see once again the foil squeezer coming back. A weapon that we've kind of been seeing a little bit use of just for the screen effect, not being able to see past it. That effect that MSU's kind of been using to kind of do whatever they wanted right behind it without even being detected. On the flip side, PSU coming back with that familiar comp, the Crab and the Zuka coming back out. Very versatile specials they'll be able to use whenever they feel the need to. Right now, Kraken going down right away as the strikes come out and MSU takes the zone for an early push.
Absolutely, right after PSU kind of got an opportunity to touch the zone there for a sec. They are now on the defensive, trying to work their way back into this zone, taking a look at this trying to vote, going to be setting up on this bottom left ledge, exactly where you don't want to see a Tri-Slosher playing, especially when you don't have control of the zone either.
As the Tri-Slosher player would recommend, definitely don't want to see that. Right now, we see the Squeezer coming around the right side, being able to secure Vapor, pushing them out of position. They can't quite get the mark on them as 2 members collapse and get the pick. Right now, Cuber going down in the zone. Unfortunately, the zone is going to flip towards PSU. Not what you want to see if you're MSU. However, they have shown that they have been able to push in off of one singular push. Penn State needs to be able to hold their ground and secure themselves fixed before they're able to push in. Strikes are coming out right now as the Splash-O-Matic right now on the right side, trying to find their way in with Snow pinging over the zone. MSU with the screen once again. Getting a pick on Andu. Okay.
All right, we see you, Snow, with a nice pick there. This is gonna really shrink this lead now as PSU is looking for the lead. And no, the bomb coming in at a crucial time. The lead will still flip though. Kraken trying to hold the front lines down as the splash is gonna go down inside of MSU. This zone is neutral. It's back in MSU's favor. Sorry, PSU's favor. MSU finally gonna come up with 2 big picks. Huber trying to get the zone back in MSU's favor. Man, it's a 1-letter difference. We're gonna be mixing this one up to start.
Oh, 1 letter, but right now this match does not look like it's 1 letter away as PSU brings the points all the way down to 12 with MSU pushing in and giving them that penalty. 67 points is huge on Makomar, especially with how close that zone is and with how many different positions you can attack from. As we're seeing right now, with Riku being able to cover for Arbiters, they go down to Kraken, being forced to retreat as 2 members are collapsing as PSU takes the zone back and is just zoning them out.
Wow, PSU taking great advantage of a bit of rest that they got between these 2 sets, and they are once again in the driver's seat after what seemed to be a really strong start out of the Michigan State squad. And now this zone back to neutral. Trip strikes coming out. The shot is down. The Explo is down. It's gonna be MSU that's trying to take dominance here as Kraken gonna get a quick pick there to try to keep this stage as even as possible.
As we're seeing right here, Jay with the Crab trying to get the pick. No, getting canceled by the Charger. As right now, PSU taking the zone. The question is, how long can they hold it? Getting a pick on Andu there as Riki comes in over by the side with the foil squeezer. No, getting pinched in by Kraken. That is another
Kraken!
pick.
Where is Kraken not at right now? Kraken entering every single crucial fight and is on a tear at this stage, trying to force this penalty to go away and to try to will PSU to a knockout victory here in game 1. But with 1 member down, these strip strikes coming out. This should be an MSU flip, but they whip the strip strikes. They do not come out in time. They are staggered enough. MSU, it's 2 down. Penn State out of the penalty. 10 seconds to play. Kraken once again trying to force PSU to a game 1 victory.
Whoa, that was definitely not the comeback I was expecting, but Kraken's everywhere at once right here. You think you've got him pinned down left, and nope, he's over right, taking out your teammate. You go to check right, nope, he jumped over left again, and now he's on top of you. Right now, yes, MSU was able to set up their Tri-Slosher right below that ledge, but it wasn't enough to secure themselves the lead they needed to stop PSU from pushing right back in.
A thrilling game 1 to get things kicked off, and definitely not the MSU that we had just seen moments ago. That was such a thrilling match as PSU, once they got their footing, it was just a steamroll from there. I mean, MSU managed to flip the zone once, but Penn State kind of had full control there in the back half.
Yeah, definitely that idea of keeping cool under pressure. Remember, MSU's going into the set after a 5-0 decisive victory. So right now the pressure's on Penn State, but as we're seeing right here, clearly doesn't bother them. They're going straight into this.
Absolutely, as Penn State now delivers Michigan State's first true loss is what I'm going to say, because their one loss in the regular season against VCU Ink Black does come off of a DC as well. So you can debate that one as well if you want, whether MSU has like truly lost a game. But at this point, I mean, there's no way around it. You know, they just lost this one as fair and square as you can make it.
And going into Tower Control Sturgeon Shipyard. The first push is a devastating one. This map is notorious for being snowball heavy. If MSU can get the same kind of advantage that they were able to push in the first match, it should be relatively smooth sailing for this one. But you can't count PSU blew out, as we just saw. So, I mean, going into this, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, going into Tower Control Sturgeon, this is going to be where MSU is going to be able to get their footing more in this set. As Penn State, they're not big Tower Control enthusiasts. That's probably the one mode that they sort of just not look forward to. I think Kraken is really solid with Sturgeon Shipyard. Vapor really just does not flourish here on that X-Flow. It's going to definitely be an uphill battle for him. So it's going to be Snow and Jay that are really going to have to kind of step it up here to really support the back line because it's going to be really difficult, especially as Cuba continues to bring out charger after charger.
I mean, then again, we have seen Vapor pull out the Jet Squelcher, so with a little bit more mobility and consistent damage pressure, we could see the opposite, with Vapor kind of getting the hang of the map more with a bit of a different perspective. But, I mean, going into this, you know, you kind of want to have a comfort pick. Is the Jet Squelcher the comfort pick?
And I think it is, because that tends to be what Vapor runs in this particular map mode, is that Jet Squelcher. We'll take a look here as these teams load in. Cuba going to be switching over to that pencil. Vapor on the ballpoint Nouveau, so they're going to try to back their way through this one.
And we do see the return of the 52 gal that we've seen in other sets, with this idea of slowly pushing in with the wall. That MSU, not sure about that, because notably the foil squeezer, the shot, the neo splash, there's a lot of lethal bombs that if thrown against that wall will be a deadly punch. And going into right the triple strike's already coming out early. Jay forced to pop the crab, pushing Andu over to the left side as Snow is set up near that cooler. Managing to get one pick, that's 2 picks as the whale's not going to quite come out as Ricky manages to shut that down.
And that's exactly what we were just asking for. We need Jay and Snow to really take charge in this particular map mode, doing it early, but losing 3 members there, this is going to result in an MSU push instead, as they are now taking control of Snipe. Vapor trying to push them out, able to get the pick there, but the first checkpoint falls anyways. Cuba continues to ride this tower, backs off because of the Killer Whale. Killer Whale going to take them down anyways. Snow pushing up, 2 members of MSU right there, going to be a trade instead. And now this will be an opportunity for Penn State.
They don't see Arbiter! They didn't see Arbiter!
No, Arbiter! But Arbiter only got 1 there somehow.
No, Arbiter's still going.
There we go. Arbiter now getting started here with 2 big picks. Arbiter was probably sharking there for like a solid 20 seconds or something like that.
That is patience. I've said it before in other sets. I'll say it again. Sisyphus, or whatever the guy pushing the rock is, right there, just waiting for the perfect moment to pop out of surprise. And right now doing it again, staying forward, waiting for Snow to come forward and throw the wall, keeping the suction bomb back to prevent that wall from getting as much use as possible. Cornering Kraken in the corner as the whales come out and forced to retreat. Andu pushing over to the left side, spotting Jay on the left, as right now the Zuka's coming out, trying to get more picks, keeps throwing out shot after shot and not quite landing any.
Oh, but they will add more points to the board. Vapor with a nice pick there on the grates. Now they're going to find a second member. Kraken with the assist. Now all of PSU starting to move up. Members of MSU forced back. But look at Ricky playing underneath the bridge. Going to be forced to jump out. Kraken going to find a 2v1 there. Going to back out instead. Starting to move forward. 2 members down. Make it a wipeout!
The
PSU!
The brush bump to finish off. Just the signature at the bottom of the page for that kill. Beautiful.
Oh, and Jay ready in the snipe with the crab, trying to get Penn State the lead. They will find it here. 47 points and counting, all the way down to the second and final checkpoint. They are on a roll here. The last checkpoint will get cleared. It's just a matter of how far can they go. It's going to be 14 points remaining. That's where Penn State's push will stall.
What a push. Being able to get that far, especially the special coordination from MSU, wasn't quite enough to get the tower pick with Vapor on that ink back, keeping themselves alive to get that crucial checkpoint that they need to secure their lead. Right now, there's a skirmish in mid with MSU holding the advantage with one person on the tower. The cooler is coming out, as do the strikes and the Zuka. Right now, they are just fishing for picks to get this push rolling. It doesn't look like they're finding exactly what they need, but no! Once again, I believe that's Arbiter coming around with the 2 down.
And this might spell disaster for Penn State as the bomb pressure is trying to come here, but it's not going to be enough. Michigan State looking for the lead, but it's Penn State with the stop at 1 point before the lead is changed, and a huge play there. 3 down, Michigan State. Penn State riding this tower back to mid. Player from behind, I believe that is Ricky at this point, and Ricky trying to find some value here with what has turned into basically a flank, but no, this tower is coasting back to the side of Michigan State.
That is heartbreaking to see the tower leave just as they're getting right out of range for you to secure the pick. Right now, a trade coming out and going down. As Snow pushes forward, getting cornered from behind, throwing the wall out for some defense. No, not quite finding the pick. As right now, Arbiter is pushing up once again. Kraken being there to stop the approach on the tower. Tri-Strikes are coming out, trying to get PSU off of that crucial area that they need to push back with. With 35 seconds left to play, MSU cannot afford to waste any time.
They certainly can't, as Kraken now taking control of the spinner, trying to play from behind, get someone out of position, which they do. 2 members left on the side of Penn State. Bombs coming out. Kraken finally going to go down. Tower back in the middle. Ricky coming up the right side here. Not going to be able to fight Snow as Snow pinches them out into the corner. Snow finding a double. 2 members left up on the side of Michigan State. They have to get control of this tower if they want to extend this game anymore, but they're struggling to get there. The tower is in their control, but no one's going to be able to get on it. It's Andu that revives the tower. Andu's the last one standing. Andu trying to fight multiple members of Penn State, but it is not enough as Penn State takes the second game of this set.
What a roller coaster. Being able to push all the way to 14 points and then taking it back with 13. Just, was it 13? I forget the points.
Yeah, it was 13 to 14 points remaining.
I don't know. I was too busy watching the match to check the score, honestly. These are going back and forth. It was hard to keep track of who was going where. But no, unfortunately, one too many times Ricky left high and dry as the tower runs just far enough to not snatch the lead.
Oh, what a game between those two teams. You really can't have asked for that to be any closer. It seemed like Penn State was in so much trouble there on that Michigan State push where they got the wipeout, but the push was just a little bit too slow on the uptake, and instead it bought Penn State just enough time, literally the second that they needed to be able to get back in position, bomb the tower, and get on it, so that way Michigan State could not get control of the lead.
I mean, say what you will, but with the next match being Rainmaker on Humpback Pump Track, this can definitely get really messy really fast. The second that you are down numbers, you are at a horrendous disadvantage. The uphill climb that you have is not really that much uphill. It's more like a gentle slope. Right?
It really is. We're not climbing Flounder Heights here. It's kind of just a stroll up the hill a little bit. But they do have to go all the way around the elbow. It is going to be, quite the battle around those first checkpoints. So going to be interesting to see who is going to be able to take command early on and clear the checkpoint.
Right, and especially with these sort of one-way flank routes where once you drop off that ledge, there is no way to get back up unless you go all the way around or jump out. So if either of these teams wants to commit to these sort of daring flanks that they've been going for, they need to commit to these flanks. And hesitating for even a second, your team's getting wiped. That's basically how Humpback works.
Absolutely. And, knockouts here are, I don't want to say a rarity, but they aren't common either. So that's going to be one thing to kind of watch out for as well, because you don't want to get wiped out following the checkpoint being cleared. So that's when you're going to start to get into a bit of a disastrous position. Wow, words are difficult. But so that's going to be something to certainly look out for as well. But I certainly think that whatever we saw in Tower Control Sturgeon, we're going to probably get that same back and forth here in game number 3. So as these teams get readied up, we are loading on in. Penn State up 2-0 over Michigan State. Let's dive on in and take a look at these compositions.
And looking right here, we see the swap to the Rapid Blaster Deco, as well as the Vanilla Squeezer, while the N-Parry dualies once again from Jay are coming back out. Notably, right off the bat, we see the inclusion of the Inkjet being a unique sort of offensive and defensive tool, especially with these weird slopes where the height of that jet isn't exactly set in stone. It's very hard to predict where it's going to be. Jay going for the flank, getting shut down, but right away, MSU on the back foot already as Penn State responds with 3 down.
Oh, and look at this. It only takes one member, though, to stop a push, as it is going to be Andu, the last member alive. That delays this checkpoint. Kraken gonna get called out here. Michigan State doing an excellent job of keeping this checkpoint alive. Jay, once again, coming in with a flank, able to pick Arbiter, backs up as well, but gonna get called out by Azuka.
Right, and leaving that shield there high and dry just before the checkpoint. Remember, this is Humpback Pump Track. The first checkpoint is easy. The second one is where that match really starts. Once you break that area, being able to use that choke point that's set up there will be crucial, as we're going to see right here. As Kraken, not quite breaking the checkpoint and sacrificing their life.
Look, it's even on the edge, too. That was basically a clear, but Michigan State does an excellent job to delay that one, as it looks like Penn State goes for more, riding the waves of that curling bomb all the way to 24 points remaining, and this is going to be an absolute clear up, but no!
Kraken's going for it!
4 points on the board! Oh, that is not what you want to see if you are Michigan State. Finally, though, you know for sure that there's nobody else left to fight. Now you could go ahead and take back control of mid and see if you can get something going.
Yeah, I mean, the points difference is like 2 points. That's not really much of a deal, but it's the idea that taking that Rainmaker stalled long enough for PSU to get back into position, get back in this fight, so they can't immediately mount that counter push they're looking for. Right now, they need to play a bit slower, kind of poke around those walls, try to get their way up to that first checkpoint on the right-hand side. Rainmaker's gonna get tracked here and hit by that Splat Bomb. A beautiful placement by Kraken.
Absolutely, as Kraken finds another, trying to pick off a third. It's gonna be the assist instead as Snow cleans that one up. That's gonna be a delayed wipe on the side of Michigan State. Penn State picks up the Rainmaker in a hurry, but Vapor's gonna get shut down with it in mid, as now they will have to slowly pick this one up. Not gonna be as fast of a push as they were first anticipating, but they do have the numbers in their favor. But another Zuka's gonna come in and shut down the Rainmaker.
Right now is just Penn State just trying their hardest to mercy MSU right back into their spawn, and Jay going for another flank on the left-hand side. Third time's the charm, as they say. Waiting for the perfect moment as Kraken's getting pushed back by that Inkjet. It looks like the team is not quite ready to support that flank just yet. So right now it is up to the other members of PSU to push back in, and Kraken being able to rush in as Jay goes in for another pick to the score. Yes, they do!
Make it a triple for Jay! Jay coming up with a big play here on Rainmaker Humpback, and Michigan State back on the back foot here. 2 minutes to play as the splashdown is going to come in to pop the barrier, but no more points added onto the board, and that is a wipeout once again. Michigan State this time knows that there is definitely no one to slow them down this time. They are quickly back in mid, and I think this time we will see a much better push out of them.
Right now, as you're seeing this Squeezer being able to cover both points at once, giving their team a lot more space to move around. Cuber flying around with that jet, trying to fish for a pick on the right-hand side. While the Squeezer's focused on the left, the checkpoint goes down. Arbiter does take it as Andu and Cuber move in to help with that shield and prevent a counter pop from taking them out. The triple splashdown comes down, is able to clear some space, and isolate Andu on the side as Vapor's fishing for that last damage, and they get it!
Wow! And with a minute to play, Penn State back in control of this Rainmaker. It looks like someone coming in on the rails. Are they going to be able to sniff them out? Looks like they forced them back. So they're, at this point, Penn State, what they are looking to do is just stall. The longer they hold this Rainmaker, the less time that Michigan State will have to react and develop a counter push.
I don't know about that. With all of this bomb pressure and specials coming out, they're really fishing for that pick without trying to sacrifice a single member. Very smart play, considering that once their members start dropping, they open themselves up to Jay's flanks, to Vapor just picking them off, to wherever Kraken decides to be, or I guess whenever Snow decides to come in and just say, hey, forgot about me? You better not have.
Absolutely. And now with 23 seconds to go, 3 specials online, we see the trip strikes coming out early. So let's see if that's going to be any benefit to this Michigan State team. Kraken trying to dive in on this Rainmaker, but not going to be able to find anything. Playing this one slow. Kraken coming in from behind, able to pick off Ricky, but not on the Rainmaker itself. But it's going to be Jay with the wipeout. And that's why you run the triple splashdown.
That triple splashdown finisher. What is Jay cooking?
24 hours after the new special comes out, and it is already delivering on the grandest of stages here in the CCA.
Someone please check Jay's Splatoon 2 playtime right now. Check to see if it's gone up, because that splashdown was too clean.
That was picture perfect play from Jay Money, as they are definitely the MVP of this game here, coming up with flank after flank, pick after pick, and of course the game-winning shutdown there, as now Penn State is up 3-0.
I'm still within my prediction.
You're still within your prediction.
You're
still within your prediction.
I'm still within.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take our brief, game intermission to bring you guys some stats. We will have those up for you all shortly. But Frosty, let's go ahead and talk about those first 3 games. What really stood out to you there?
Honestly, Penn State is playing like exactly the kind of team that they mentioned in their keys to victory. They're playing, they know exactly what they need to do, how they need to position, and as we can see here on the stats, Penn State being in the blue right here. Yes, they are kind of getting a bit kind of pushed in the beginning. However, as we're seeing, with massive pushes to swing it back into their favor, as we can see here around the, I believe that's the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, with 3 minutes remaining. Yeah,
with that wipe right there, that is exactly the catalyst they needed to swing this game right back to where they want it to be. Yep. Right there.
Yes, but it is going to be what ends up being their catalyst. They do get all the way down to that crucial 13-point remaining mark. As we continue to run through this one here, we do see that Michigan State very quickly responds with the push of their own, and then this is where we see that game-saving 3 down from Penn State to secure their lead. With this one, with every game so far, though, has been huge. As we're looking at the stats here, for tower control, Sturgeon, as we're following the graph here, also Snow with the 17 KA to lead the entire lobby. Next closest person was Arbiter at 11 KA. So, it seems like really every single game so far, we have had a different MVP out of Penn State. Kraken coming up with 11 KA in game 1. Snow, 17 KA in game 2. And then in game 3, Jay, even though Jay had the least amount of KAs at 10, I still rank him as the MVP of that game because those were quality picks. You don't need quantity sometimes. Sometimes it's literally just the quality of the picks.
You have a good point there, DRF. Like right now, the PSU roster is sort of setting themselves up exactly the way they want to. You have Kraken and Vapor, the dynamic duo, the one that people have been talking about. Jay's been cooking with those end parries. And Snow, that team needs someone with those solid fundamentals and that sort of game sense to sort of help their team out. Everywhere that there is a weak spot, Snow is there to cover it. They need exactly that kind of teamwork to show exactly what they've done here with 3-0.
Absolutely. And as we dive back into the lobby, we see a bit of a special treat here as Penn State has brought out their secret weapon.
That is Nitro, isn't it?
That is Nitro. The 10 stars that you see in that 3rd slot on the panel here, that is Nitro. Probably one of the most experienced players, one of the highest level players in the CCA in general, has played a total of 4 games this season, looking to play their 5th here tonight in grand finals.
I have no idea what this player does. I will be completely honest.
I don't blame you because Nitro's kind of been in and out of the competitive scene a bit. So, if you don't necessarily know who Nitro is, you will soon. So, Nitro is definitely a very, very strong player. But again, that's going to go back to the question of, given that Penn State has been running the core four of Kraken, Vapor, Snow, and J-Money, how does Nitro fit in the equation? On a mechanical level, Nitro might exceed all four of them. Nitro can be that good. But we now need to talk about the synergy of this team because these four players have played 25 plus games together at this point. Nitro coming in, is that a wrench in this whole equation?
That's exactly what I'm thinking. How Jay kind of fit in with these bold, daring flanks, waiting for just the right moment to pop out and surprise people. Will Nitro be playing the same way, or will we see something completely different? On the flip side, MSU has a very consistent and tried and true comp here. Will Nitro being introduced give them that opening that they were looking for to swing this set the other way? And I guess going into this, cheers.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers. We are not sponsored.
We are not. Yet. Yet.
Well, waiting for Nitro to ready up, and Nitro is the last person to do so. So, let's go ahead, dive on into game number 4. Penn State is up 3-0 in our grand finals of Division 1. Taking a look at these compositions, Ricky gonna go ahead and bounce back over to the Vanilla Squeezer.
And right now, we're seeing Nitro come out with the vanilla splatter shot right here. Running the Ninja Squid, potentially going for that same flank strategy that Jay had, but with a bit more of a versatile special, using that Trizuka for a bit more range. We've seen Crab-like Capital beforehand, but to my knowledge, not on Clam Blitz. So this could be very interesting in the sense that never mind, as two people go down to Andu's beautiful Trizuka, managing to get the pick there as the members are moving up and trying to pinch in. No, two go down in return.
Oh, a great response there by Penn State to losing 2 early on. That's basically all you can ask for if you're Penn State at this stage. Michigan State going to continue to hold the majority of control in mid, and now starting to move up here, but no, that's going to be 3 down on the side of Michigan State. It's going to be Cuba that has to jump back out, and now it is Vapor with the power clamp trying to lead the charge. Going to go ahead and opt for this right side instead, trying to build up some paint here, trying to see if they can get that back ready. 4 specials online for Penn State. They're going to try to get a push off of this. 3 are launched here. It's just Vapor that's holding on to the back. They will get the power clamp in, make it 2, and they're gonna try to keep this push going as they're in a great spot to do so.
Right, they're bringing it all the way down to 42 points, as I was saying before, so rudely interrupted by the teams. Going through that ramp is very risky because there's a lot of areas you can be stopped from. However, it is definitely the fastest way to get in on that basket. The points chipping down to 24 on the very first push with 3.5 minutes left to play. This is MSU's time to stop and think, okay, we're being pushed in, we are down a lot of points, focus up, recognize the objective.
I am honestly stunned at this point at Penn State has really just risen from what seemed to be a thorough beating from Red Embers. They got through it, but they seem like they kind of limped out of that set, but they have come alive here in the grand finals, showing who the real titans are of the CCA, making Michigan State seem like that. How did they get this near perfect season as well?
Right now, the Sniper are being forced off by those suction bombs, with Snow and Kraken being able to keep them back. The Zuka comes out trying to find a pick on Arbiter here and Andu as well. Right now, Kraken trying to go on the right side, being caught out by Arbiter, but no, stopped just in the nick of time. Nitro comes to the rescue as the power climb is made. Make that 2. There's another one!
No, Kraken comes up with 2 big power clams, and that might be the end of this push here, but it's more points on the board for Penn State. Michigan State finds themselves in an even deeper hole now, and this is a huge uphill battle for them as they now need to figure out how to get 82 points in their favor. But first they need to figure out how to keep their members alive as Penn State comes up with another push.
The VAC comes out to protect the power clamp just in time. All they need is one power clam coming in. Cracker the only man alive, so this push is probably not going to go anywhere. I have no idea where Kraken is, but essentially, I hope they're not there. That would surprise me, but...
No. Kraken was backed up for that one, so it will be Michigan State that finally gets back into mid here. They are going to try to cook something up, but Kraken coming in with a trade here. Any trades at this point in the game, all in favor of Penn State, as that's going to be a numbers advantage for Penn State instead. And Jump's trying to come in, trying to save this power clam. Probably not going to be able to do so. Oh, Kuberg, okay, going to be able to slide on in there, but not going to be able to stay alive. 2 power clams being juggled by the members of Michigan State. But at this point, it almost seems like they're putting too much investment into keeping both of these power clams alive.
But I mean, if you're at this stage, you kind of need both of those power clams, right? You've got so many points to make up. You can't afford to let any clam slip through your grasp. With 1 minute left to play, and 2 members go down!
Just runs right through the trip strikes. Says, you're not going to call any sort of airstrike on me. I'm going to pick you off instead. And now that shuts down any momentum that Michigan State had. 40 seconds to play. Numbers still in Michigan State's favor, but a devastating blow from Kraken.
MSU needs to put a bell on Kraken at this point, because the second you take your eyes off him, he is behind you. He is sharking. He is sharking. Wait, no way.
Oh, okay, only gonna find one.
Okay. Whew. Calm down. There was only one.
Okay, well, if you're Michigan State, that was your best case scenario right there. 10 seconds to play. Kuber coming in with some more clams, able to dunk in all of them, but that is a wipeout! And it's Penn State that will ride this one to victory. They are now at match point.
I can't speak.
What a showing from Penn State. They have come alive here in grand finals. They heard that there were some monitors on the line and they said, all right, hold my water here. We're going to take the PG version of that, but hold my water here. Like, we are going to absolutely dominate this. You know, I'll say hold my Mountain Dew for Kraken Bear.
Hold the Mountain Dew. And also for Krakenmare, check out the Krakenmare pancakes on the CCA cookbook.
Oh no.
Thank you, Jay. That was honestly the submission that made me smile writing that.
Oh, if someone makes those Krakenmare pancakes, please let me know.
Your kitchen's gonna smell like Mountain Dew for a week.
I mean, Mountain Dew is basically just like carbonated orange juice, more or less.
I don't think that's a good thing. I'm gonna be real.
It's like a non-alcoholic mimosa.
This is coming from the guy that made sparkling coffee for that cookbook. Okay, like, anyways, I am still an MSU believer, but right now PSU is showing exactly why they're in finals. And going into Ship-Shape Cargo Co., which I know for a fact is one of Krakenmare's favorite maps, this does not look good.
Nope. If I'm MSU right now, you're sweating. You're without a doubt sweating. Because you have never even faced a situation like this. You've put every team that you have faced so far in this exact situation instead. Now the question is, do you know how to get out of it yourself?
Exactly, and that kind of recovery effort, that sort of flexibility and being cool under pressure is exactly what MSU needs to make this comeback. But as we're seeing right here, Nitro, the one-hit wonder, I see. That's what they're going for. Subbing Nitro out for Jay once again, potentially going for those triple splashdowns? Maybe?
With Splats and Ship-Shape, I'm going to say no. I think that's looking to be what Penn State is running for Rainmaker. So I just don't see that being what they run here. So I feel like they're going to kind of just go back to the compositions that we've seen mostly from them, which is that Explode, Brush, Shot, and Splash-O-Matic combination. I think that's really what's going to be best for Penn State here. On the flip side, Michigan State, I'm really questioning whether the pencil is going to be the call here for Kuber, because it would be really nice to have Coolib at the same time. Like, it just doesn't seem like those pencil shots are landing. I would love to see maybe a different type of charger come out for them, but we'll have to take a look here. Ricky, I wouldn't be surprised if that the new well, I was gonna say actually the new squeezer comes out, but no, they're gonna go ahead and dive back into the true meta of this game, which is gonna be the Splash-O-Matic shot machine and the ballpoint.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see that run speed and the drop roller. Notably, on that ballpoint, being able to use that inkjet sort of, even if that jump is being camped, there is still a chance to trade out. Right now, Ricky being able to get a pick with that Zuka, chipping down the crab, as well as Jay is just hiding there, ambushing Andu, managing to get one, but being taken down themselves. As Ricky right now recapping the zone in favor of Michigan State and pushing forward as a jump comes right out.
Yeah, and this is a very different composition for Michigan State, and I really, really like this for them so far, just based off of this opening response from Penn State's initial grab of the zone. They're in a much better position. They look a lot more comfortable as well, despite the added nerves of being in an 0-4 situation right now. This is already looking to be the best that we see Michigan State playing in this set.
And as we're seeing right here, they're holding very good sort of passive control over the zone, even when they're under fire. They're still able to keep this capped up to just inch out as many points as they can. Right now, Kraken and Snow taking the side of the zone, trying to neutralize it and keep any more points from happening to stop the bleeding before it gets out of control. But no, Cuber on top, being able to keep Vapor in check and getting the pick.
Wow, a huge 3 down there. It's just Kraken trying to keep this zone alive, trying to keep himself alive, but is gonna go down. Michigan State, 20 points remaining, trying to go ahead and get a knockout here and get themselves back in this set. A beautiful shot on the inkjet, and that will do it. Michigan State finally gets their first victory here in Game 5, and the journey begins to complete the reverse sweep.
As you can see here, I planned that out. See, that was simply, it didn't exist.
Oh,
you know?
No.
It never existed. I was right. I'm always right.
Sure you are.
Sure. Don't look at my fantasy scores. They're bad. They're bad. But
oh my goodness. Michigan State with an absolute master class here in game number 5 to turn this one back around, turn the tides in their favor, and now it is 4-1. Frosty, it is a long journey ahead. We have only ever once seen a reverse sweep in the CCA in a best of 9 set.
Well, it's never too early. That's all I can say. But making a statement winning on Ship-Shape Cargo Co. is definitely that statement that they need to swing that momentum. If PSU wants to close out this set here and now, they need to be able to keep cool, recognize, okay, that happened, go next. With Tower Control Inkblot, this is the staple of competitive play. This is the map mode. This is map mode. Take out more letters because it's that simple.
Yes, it really is. This is, I guess we've already said that Splat Zones Make-A-More is the final destination. This is kind of just, I guess, the tower control version of that.
This is the Battlefield.
This is Battlefield. Yeah, I think that's a good comparison there. So we're going to be going right to an absolute staple here, Tower Control Inkblot Art Academy. I really, really like the composition that Michigan State ran in that last one. I think that's what they should stick with for the most part. I do think that we'll probably see Cuber go back toward Charger if I had to guess, but again, the inkjet also worked pretty well here. But if I'm them, I'm probably just kind of sticking with that composition as much as possible because that really, really worked out for them. Like, you took Penn State to Ship-Shape, which is one of their strongest maps, and just made it look easy. You made it look like that you are the #1 seed, which is exactly what you are, Michigan State.
Exactly, and I loved that inkjet pick because it gave them the sort of space denial that they needed. They could get it from the Charger, but with significantly less effort, just press the right stick, and you have explosive shots that paint a lot and potentially get a lot of picks. So going into this, looking at the comp, yep, looks like we are seeing the ballpoint return once again. A familiar comp. Vapor keeping that ballpoint nouveau, potentially having that Splatling battle. You know how much I love Splatlings, so.
Absolutely. So what seems to be kind of almost a mirror battle, a couple of variations between the few weapons that we're seeing here, particularly that Splash and the ballpoint. Going to be a scuffle early on in mid. No one trying to overextend here. here. Kraken going to be sharking at the top of your screen here, waiting for someone to fall into his trap, and it's going to be Arbiter, the first one to bite the dust here.
And that is 2 down from MSU right now. Picking off Snow, managing to make it even. The Jet comes out contesting with the Crab, being able to avoid being picked. However, it looks like the rest of the Jet is not gonna go to a good cause right now. Ricky on the right side, trying to keep people off of the right stack. That is an area they need to secure if they want to start pushing this tower. They need to have multiple areas of attack right here, and just playing very patient, kind of minding their space, recognizing, okay, we don't need to push this tower yet. The second we get our picks, we are going all in.
And that's actually what makes this really wild right now, is that we are a minute in and nobody has touched the tower. I mean, they touched the tower there, but no one's getting audited. Finally, it's going to be Cuber that leads the way here. Ricky going to be trying to take this step, but not going to find any success there. Going to get called out early. Cuber now on the inkjet, finds 2, looking for a 3rd. Probably not going to find it here, but the value was found nonetheless, as now it's looking like Michigan State trying to break through this first checkpoint. A lot of pressure coming in from that Crab. Kraken gonna be trying to shark underneath, but has that point sensor on him. Checkpoint 1 is cleared. Michigan State starting to move up now, trying to see if they can get any more points on the board, but they're taking this one inch by inch, trying to be very, very careful here, not fall into any more Penn State traps, as they are just so carefully picking their fights.
And right now, this is tough because these specials are not coming all at once. They are just happening one at a time, just kind of fishing for a pick, waiting for it to happen. I guess on both sides right here, because as we can see, the Zuka's coming out. Nothing's online except for Vapor's ink vac, but I don't quite think that's what they need exactly right here, except no, right now, the ink vac's coming out to protect Kraken. Right now, forcing Ricky to retreat. Andu keeping the space in mid, but no, Jay using the Crab to get that paint control as Ricky is once again cornered between Vapor and Jay.
Oh, and now it's going to be a neutral reset. Kraken trying to get up onto Plat now, able to find 2, and now this is going to be the go button for Penn State to begin their march, to try and take the lead, to try and take their 5th game of the set, and it's going to be Vapor once again with a vac in hand. Probably gonna pop it here. No, gonna be forced to back up as 2 members of Penn State are down. No lead in favor of Penn State quite yet. Now they're gonna be able to reset, and this is a relatively low scoring game for 2 teams at this high of a level. You really don't see the back and forth like this where both teams are struggling to clear checkpoint 1.
I would say bold decision holding that ink back, because that special was offline for quite a while, and kind of even having the opportunity. Of course, they get it right now. Maybe that was part of the plan, stalling out the game for as long as possible to give MSU less time to push in. We've seen that MSU, when you don't give them a lot of space to move around and cook, they kind of stall a little bit on that retake. So maybe they're kind of saying, okay, well, let's make this match last a little bit longer to sort of give them less time to kind of focus up and get back at us, you know?
Absolutely, and now this push stops at 41 points remaining. And as this timer continues to tick down, that 41 looks better and better for Penn State, as they are looking to win this series right here, right now. And with 3 specials online though, Michigan State forced back with the numbers disadvantage, trying to find a window of opportunity to get back on this tower, to get a couple of picks. And now the Inkjet's gonna be jumping out here, trying to find something. Trip strikes in hand as well. No value found from any specials quite yet. Ricky looking to get a couple picks, but no, it's Michigan State that loses 2 instead. All 3 specials miss.
Oh, and with less than a minute left to play, ooh, they are on the back foot right now. Trying to fight off Vapor from the side. Cuber not quite getting the pick, but Vapor does back off, and it opens up their left side. No, never mind. Vapor is still there, determined to keep that side of the map off limits. A trade goes out on the right side. On the left, Krakenmare is caught out, trying to get away, managing to do so. Over on top of the snipe platform. Vapor being able to use the ink vat to block the Inkjet.
A big opportunity here, and it's just the Inkjet left standing. 15 seconds to play, and it's a wipeout. Penn State on a victory march, looking to close this one out here. And it looks like with 10 seconds, we might have your next Division 1 champions. Ricky trying to keep this one alive. Not going to be able to do so. Jay on the tower. Penn State wins Division 1.
That was insane. Penn State just... They knew exactly, like, okay, we need to hold this out. We're getting a lead later, and then being able to hold for that last minute, they pulled it off. They pulled it off.
What a showing from your new Division 1 champions, PSU Blue out of Penn State University in 5-1. Definitely, what are you doing?
I was closer, okay? I was closer.
Oh my goodness. I do not know how many people had this one being as lopsided as it was score-wise. Again, a lot of those games were really, really close and came down to the wire, but Penn State played the clutch time and time again, just a little bit better than Michigan State.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say. Penn State stepped up for this match. I don't know, it's like they knew this whole time, like, okay, we are going to finals. MSU's the scariest team that we can see. You know what? We'll prep for that team. We'll be ready to go for it. And yeah, right now, they pulled up and they showed they were.
Yeah, and I mean, the wild part about this is that with Penn State, they were just on the ropes in that semifinals set as we now bring to you that last game, the graph from this one, taking a look at how just stalemate it was going into those first 2 minutes. Like, this was, for a Division 1 match, this was pretty shocking at how low scoring this match was.
Yeah, I mean, right there, when you look at it on the graph like that, MSU's lead actually wasn't that big before PSU decided to push back, only getting 35 points on the board there. And then PSU just being able to shove past not one but 2 checkpoints to secure themselves. And at that point, MSU not only would have to be able to win that neutral, but also push past the second checkpoint, which, as many people know, that is one of the harder checkpoints to get past.
Yeah, and taking a look at the stats on our end as well, with J Money going 4-3, but like it's a really funny thing when your specials is the highest count over your kills and your deaths, and that is exactly what Jay contributed. Jay was so effective on that crab, just applying consistent pressure, and it was just so difficult for Michigan State to comfortably move. Every time that crab came out, Michigan State had to kind of take a stutter step and was like, okay, like, we have to wait this one out, like, you know, slow it down a little bit. And ultimately, I think that ended up being their downfall here, as they just really couldn't find the window of opportunity that they were looking for all game long.
Yeah, as we saw before, when the specials are coming out one at a time, it's very difficult when you're fishing for picks like that. And especially in that first checkpoint, you need a special, even if not all of them are online. So getting past that first checkpoint took everything that both of these teams had, and it was just a matter of which specials got the picks. And at that point, it was just able to, for Penn State, been able to steamroll all the way through the second checkpoint.
Certainly, but I do want to jump into that Michigan State game victory, spot zones on ship shape, where they only died one time each. Like, that was a masterclass from Michigan State, and it's just unfortunate that they weren't able to replicate that in any of the other games. It just seemed like, you know, Penn State was able to really just snake their way around every single time, because this was Michigan State's best game of the set by far.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it before, potentially dropping the cooler in their comp. That's the first match that's the match after that you mentioned that, and right away we saw it paying off. But in that kind of aggressive gameplay on splat zones, when you have a very reliable space to back up to, tower control not necessarily the case. Because when the tower's moving, you don't necessarily think to the forefront of your mind, like, oh, I should cover behind me, because that's not where the objective line is, it's not where the tower is. And I feel like splat zones definitely highlighted their strength of when they have their focus, they are able to laser in on that and execute.
Certainly. And then lastly, that Clam Blitz crab leg game, Nitro, the one-hit wonder, coming in, dropping 12 KA, 8 deaths, and 2 Zukas to lead the charge for Penn State in that one, as they are going to go ahead and cap this one off with a 5-1 victory. So, also getting a report here that the third place match has also concluded. It is Red Embers that will finish on top of the podium, taking down the reigning champions Banana Split 5-1.
Congratulations to Red Embers for a well-deserved victory. So, I guess from this point, What now?
It sounds like we're going to be aiming to do an interview, but it seems like they're all trying to get into the same dorm. That's what it seems like they're doing. So they said, if you give us like 12 minutes, we could get in the same room. I don't know if we want to wait that long, but we'll go ahead and figure that one out with them. Because they all live on campus, so it's like they'll like just squeeze in behind the webcam. Those dorms are not that big to fit an entire team, though.
Remember what I mentioned earlier about the episode of Friends? Yeah, okay. The opening picture of that with all the people squeezing in, yeah, that's just Penn State now. They're just like all up in there, I guess.
Okay, well, I'm thinking that it'll probably be in our better interest to just get to see if we could get them online here. So let's see if we could coordinate that with them. So we'll hopefully be able to do that shortly. But in the meantime, though, an absolutely wild set between these two teams. We really anticipate this one score-wise being so much closer, but ultimately, it really just seemed like that Michigan State's I don't know, it's just their aggression really started to fall apart because we saw the way that they played against Banana Split, and they were just consistently holding the front lines down, but it seemed like that they weren't able to do so for long enough. Every single time, Penn State able to come on in and clean up.
Who can say? I know it was a point of talking earlier about how the teams going into the finals would deal with the way their matches were placed, where will the team that advances from the first semifinal match do well after their rest break? Will they get cold? Or will the second team, will they burn out? Maybe that has something to do with it, or maybe it was just the way that these teams played differently and they bounced off of each other in different ways. And as we're seeing here, Penn State looks like they were losing their grip a little bit with Red Embers, but as we're seeing right here, they definitely did not get cold over that break.
No, they didn't, and that was kind of the main concern as well. It was kind of going to be a battle of which was going to hurt the teams more. Is it going to be the hour-long break, or is it going to be having to play a marathon of matches? And I don't really think that necessarily played a factor here into Michigan State because, let's be honest, those 5 games were so fast. It was just... you blinked and you missed it, literally. I think there was a few people that went to go get dinner. They came back wait, the set's done? So Michigan State, a phenomenal job of making quick work of that set. So in a way, playing 10, 11 games in a row, that's just kind of a typical open session.
It's like low ink, right?
Low ink is 18 games is what you play. So in your round robin, or not round robin, Swiss, thank you. Yes. But it's just really, really interesting to see just how well Penn State played because they were on the ropes against Red Embers. Red Embers was taking them to the brink there. And I think if one thing goes differently, we could have a very different situation. We could be crowning Red Embers as a champion right now if anything goes wrong in game number 8, because that was still a relatively close game. So it's absolutely wild, how one thing can kind of shift the entire tide of a playoff bracket.
That's finals for you. That's finals, both in school and in the CCA.
oh my goodness. So still trying to see if we could get that interview going. They said that they need a couple minutes to get set up. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and just briefly kind of talk about, once again, we're first of all, we have an amazing studio setup here. As you're all seeing with a little bit of the tour of the camera. So first of all, shout out to my uncle for helping to make this a reality, and to our CCA staff member EJ, who is in the background running OBS for us. Neptune also been getting you stats all playoffs long. So it has been an absolute team effort to get everything done and everything in place to make this happen. This is something that I've wanted to do for such a freaking long time, and I'm so happy that we have been able to do it. Say hi to EJ, everybody. Oh. the man behind the overlays, the graphics, everything that you see is probably EJ's doing in some part. So we certainly can't do this without him. And of course the rest of our staff as well, who have been kind of moderating chat, who have been, just trying to put in scores, run stats all season long. It has been, just quite the the team effort. I mean, this has been by far the biggest production of a season, let alone this.
Yeah, no kidding.
So it has been quite the effort, and for everybody in our chat as well. Thank you all so much for watching, continuing to support us. We greatly appreciate it. We would not be able to do this without you all.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. I mean, I guess myself as well, I've been more of a personal statement, but I guess with my projects like the all-div teams, the Tailgate Cookbook, it's just been really amazing to just see how big the collegiate Splatoon community has grown. And like, it's insane, really. The fact that like, you know, you just go on Discord and there's a bunch of people in different colleges that play funny Squid Game. You know? I don't know, just thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, the CCA is an amazing community, and we just really love to be a part of it. You know, especially as a lot of us have graduated, we still stick around because it's just a really, really cool corner of the competitive Splatoon scene. So it's kind of one of those things where you play and then you give back. So it's always really, really awesome to kind of have people that continue to support in all sorts of different ways, whether it's production, whether it's stats, whether it's just by playing, whether it's watching, everything in between.
Yeah, I mean, not much else I can really add on that. I mean, way to one up me, okay?
As you can tell, we are also still trying to stall so that this interview gets ready.
You want to play Hangman? Hold on, I got you. Hold on. I am messing up my sleeve. Okay. Hold on. Okay.
You'll have to take that one to dry cleaners.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
We're really doing this now.
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and blame Snow on this one. So. Oh my gosh.
Hold on.
Only on the CCA, folks. You will get.
I messed up the bottom line, but we can. Okay. All right. Go for it.
Give me an A.
An A. Okay. Good choice.
Snow, hurry up. Walk faster.
Okay. All right. There's your A. All right. Go for it.
Oh gosh, what the heck is even going on here? Give me a T.
T. Okay.
Why do you, Frosty? Why do you do these things?
You know what? Reasons.
Reasons.
There's your T.
This isn't okay. No, this is not Frosty's bathwater.
No. Okay, that's in the cookbook. Make that. Make that. It's good.
Give me an N.
N. Okay, there's your N's. Okay, you're on a roll here. Okay.
What the heck is this? Is this Splatoon related?
Technically. I mean, I guess.
I'm trying to figure out. Give me an I.
Give you an I. Okay.
That's not an I. That's a T.
I'm not an English major, okay?
Oh,
there
no.
we go. That's pretty.
Okay. An O for sure.
Oh, okay. You're on a roll here.
Chat playing along, hopefully.
Okay, you're catching on. You're catching on.
All right. I still don't know what the full statement is, but
you can do it. You can do it.
Give me an S.
You know, I'm gonna give you the S, but also draw the head because you're getting too good at this. maybe the words are just very, you know, like, what are you thinking here?
Oh, I got it. You're plugging our next announcement.
Right. Yes, that is our next announcement. In case you've been living under a rock or you also... I missed an N.
You cheated me on an N. You dirty cheater.
Anyways, that's it. All div nominations. In case you haven't seen it already, the form is out. If you were a player this season, please go ahead and check out the announcements channel. You will find the form for the season 4 all div teams. If you don't know what that was, it says it there, but I can also, I guess, give a little spiel about it. It's a community project where basically we recognize 4 players from every division this season, and sort of it's like a little, like, woohoo, you guys did cool, So, of course, yeah, you can't vote yourself or anyone from your school, of course. And,
Yes.
you'd vote for your div, of course. But I highly recommend filling out that form. It's a super great way to sort of, recognize the cool people in the community you want to kind of give some props to.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of my favorite parts of the season as well. We started this back in season 2 with Division 1, with the all Division 1 team, or the all CCA teams is what it was back then, the all CCA first team and all CCA second team. And it's a great way that if you don't have full support at your university, like the all div team, if you make that team, it's a great way to be like, hey, insert school here. Look, we have some banger Splatoon players here, and some of the absolute best that are being recognized by their peers for the quality of play that they deliver time and time again. We have seen players that have made the all-div team utilize that in scholarship applications and had success there. So definitely fill that out because it really could help someone out. It could help an organization or an individual person.
So full disclosure, I had people ask me last time if before the teams were out, they're like, oh, can I share this from university? I'm like, please do. That would be so cool. But what's it called? Remember, deadline for that is going to be Friday, December 8th at, I should really know the deadline, but it's on the announcement. So
it'll be sometime in the evening, most likely, because that's usually what we do. Everyone, all college students love their 11:59 p.m. deadlines.
I will be marking off 100% if you submit it late. I do that, so I'm one of those professors,
Oh man. So it looks like Snow is almost at wherever his destination is. But I do want to give a quick shout out because we just got 10 gift subs from Anonymous. So thank you very much. That's really huge because everything that we get here at the CCA goes right back into the organization. So that's huge. Thank you all so much for continuing to support. We greatly, greatly appreciate that because it takes a village to run this. It also takes money to run this. And we all put in so much time, so much effort, and a lot of our own finances as well to be able to deliver this to you. But that's why we're also grateful for sponsors like MSI who come in time and time again to deliver some of the best prizing that the Splatoon community has seen. So Penn State going to be walking out of here with some monitors.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you so much, MSI, for your support so I don't have to steal money from DRF's wallet.
Oh,
you were supposed to find that out beforehand, but judging from your reaction, I'm guessing you missed the memo?
I clearly did miss the memo on that one.
Did you cut the camera? Not really.
All right, quote from Snow. We're getting set up. Just a couple more minutes. Trust.
Bro, can you move as fast as you did in the games? Because
I know, my man was moving during that. He was bobbing and weaving, but he is not moving fast enough to crack it in Vapor's dorm.
The communication stopped when the set did, so we'll cut him some slack at this time.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, it looks like I see people leaving calls and entry calls. So it's got to be soon. So for folks that are sticking around for the interview, thank you very much. We appreciate your patience. So as we continue to try to stall things out here, what were your thoughts on some of the brand new weapons that were kind of coming in here?
I liked seeing that foil squeezer. Full disclosure, I hate playing against that thing because the second you give a squeezer a lethal bomb, even if it's auto bomb, it's annoying. But that screen, I didn't think it'd be much of a problem, but I don't know. It's just denying information is more important than whatever the heck colorblind effect they decided to add. That's just powerful, and we saw it put to good use in that set against Banana Split with MSU Aries, being able to sort of use that information denial to do whatever you want.
Absolutely.
On the flip side, things like Jay proving me wrong about triple splashdown. I thought the fists were a little silly, but now seeing them in action, even if you get canceled, you get value most of the time.
Exactly. So, and that's why I think it is going to be such a valuable special moving forward into whatever the new meta is going to be. I think that people are currently starting to already undersell it. I think we're kind of seeing a lot of it on both sides of the spectrum, but it looks like Penn State has joined the Video Ninja Link. So it looks like that they're actually giving us a feed to join in remotely to do this interview. So as we kind of just take another moment here, we will, and I guess also get our producers to join the PSU Blue VC. So those are the two things that we are waiting for from
That
here.
was unintentional. Okay. Guess we have a hype train.
Did you just drop 5 subs?
Don't question me.
This is the face of a man that has dropped 5 subs to random folks in the community that have stuck around waiting for this Penn State interview.
You know, it's tough being like the Mr. Beast of the CCA. Not really.
Don't
Don't get me anymore.
Yes, the Mr. Beast of the CCA.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. So let's see. All right. Looks like we're trying to get things switched over, but might need just another minute because, again, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. So everyone's doing the best that they can. So it's
Speaking of everyone doing the best they can, Dama, you are not getting one. Don't ask.
what?
He just messaged me.
A sub?
It's just in the chat.
Oh no. All right. But should just be a couple more moments to get Penn State on the phone here. So thank you for continuing to stick with us on this one. So definitely taking a little bit longer than initially planned, but I guess, campuses are big. And even though we were like, they won't just do it online, Snow was like, I am determined to go celebrate with my teammates in person. And you know what? That is rightfully deserved.
I respect the sentiment.
All right. It sounds like we are on with Penn State possibly. So let's see if we can get them on the phone here. I don't know if they could hear us quite yet. I don't think we're in their VC. But there they are. Oh. Of course, Krakenbeer with Mountain Dew in hand.
Nice.
Is Baker original?
All right. Hello, can you guys hear us?
Guys, don't get so close. Look into the camera. We gotta be. Here
There we go.
You gotta be like that.
All right, Penn State, can you hear us?
Yeah, let's do that.
I don't know if they can hear us.
David?
Hello?
Good morning. Hi.
Hi, can you hear us?
Yes, we can. Barely. I mean, we gotta have some setup here, guys. Yeah. Get nice and close. Hello.
Well,
We're very close.
first of all, let me be the first to congratulate you all on being CCA Division 1 champions. That is the biggest feat that anyone can accomplish here in the CCA. Penn State has been with us since the absolute beginning of the CCA, and you guys have finally done it after 4 seasons. What is the initial feeling?
I think I'm gonna go. I'm curious what Snow has. He's been here as long as I have. We've been here since day one.
When I was a freshman at Penn State, I remember thinking like, oh man, it would be so cool to play Leaders Platoon, but there's no team. And then, my second semester, we had Kraken, Mayor, Perry, Calico. We got a whole squad going, and we lose. That's okay. And we keep on losing, but the whole point, it was all culminating up to this point, when we fucking destroyed MSU on live television.
I mean, the big thing is, we've gone through a lot of crap through this. You had everything. Rip the gardevoir. Anywho, go ahead, set it down. But I mean, we went through a lot over those 4 seasons. At this point, season 2 especially was really scuffed for us. So to come up from the down point back up to here to rebound, with our freshmen here of Vapor and Jay joining our team, and the person in Call Nitro.
All-star man.
That couldn't make it here in time.
Hi, Nitro.
It's huge that we're able to do this.
Hello.
And yeah, you guys have been around for so long, making playoffs 3 out of 4 of the past seasons. And like you said, it certainly was not an easy journey for you all. I guess my next question here is, I guess at what point did you guys recognize that this set against MSU in particular, who is probably the toughest opponent you guys have faced in CCA history, when did you guys realize that this set was winnable?
Game 1. Seriously, after game 1, you could tell they played differently.
You should have heard it. You should have heard our comps. They were never as loud. I've never heard our comps as loud ever before. I've been here for two
But
semesters.
we're in a dorm room here. Be mindful. I'm surprised me and Vapor did not get a noise complaint. I'm gonna be real here.
This is an honors dorm. They're all nerds.
So I'm just gonna bring it out. David, you probably know how loud we got when we faced against the one Belgium team in Super Jump. We were louder than that today.
Yeah, we were.
Oh.
David's loud. He knows.
He knows.
The rest of you all may not know, but he knows.
David knows.
I mean, and for folks that, aren't already familiar, Vapor and Kraken are teammates of mine on Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. So it's very heartwarming for me as their teammate to see them really succeed here. But yeah, no, that was a very big moment as well for the two of you guys. So I could definitely see how that translates.
My big question is, what was your prep like going into this whole big tournament spectacle thing? What did you put yourselves through to get here?
You know how much work outside of Thanksgiving break. I mean, this week we usually play 2 days a week. We did 4 this week. And then before that, we were aiming for different scrims. Obviously, you were a part of our prep. Technically, because we did some in-house with TZS. Thank you also to Shiny and Hoenn, who filled in for some TZS members as well. Because obviously Vapor and I cannot play as TZS and PSU at the same time. So we were taking scrims all week. I mean, the only day we had off was Wednesday. And that's all. And we tried to still get a Wednesday if it was possible. It just wasn't possible for us. So I mean, we really hit this hard.
I mean, even during the match, we had a whole VOD review session mid tournament, in between when Banana Split was playing Michigan, we had a whole VOD review session in the middle of that.
We were not watching Michigan. I think we had a little tabs on it, but we VOD reviewed the ISU set and figured out what we were doing wrong. Because I think we played better against MSU than we did ISU.
100%.
And not even talking about the opponents and what they did. Purely from our POV, we definitely played better in grand finals than semifinals by far.
Yeah, I would certainly agree with that. So I do want to touch on that a little bit as well, because that Red Ember set, we would anticipate that as well. It's one of the kind of repeated sayings is that it's really hard to beat the same team twice in the same event. And we knew that Red Embers was coming in, having learned a lot from that regular season set against you guys, especially being at the tail end of the season. What was the feeling like going through that Red Ember set and realizing, shoot, these guys are starting to figure it out?
So, with Red Embers, in Entry Stand, we played them, we 2-0'd them. And in the groups of this regular season, we played them, we 4-0'd them. And, as soon as Red Embers beat UCSD in the round 1 of playoffs, I went straight into Cronus DM and started roasting the shit out of it. I told him he better show up for the 3rd place match.
I gave him crap today, by the way, as well. We were all with love giving crap.
So when they started cooking us, when Terrell started hitting his shots and Corona kept on flanking us and kept on getting cooked, I was like, oh shit! I made them level up, but it worked out. It worked out.
I mean, I want to first say congrats to ISU for 3rd place, and Michigan State as well. Congrats on 2nd place. They played a really good season as well. But I mean, I'll tell you what, ISU, they played significantly better than in entrance exam and in the groups. I'll tell you what, if they were in our position, they would have given MSU a run for their money as well. Mm-hmm. So, I want to shout out, ISU. You could have, if they were in our position, they could be the ones right now you're talking to and not us.
It reminds me a lot of Banana Split's run last season.
Yeah.
Yes. 2 and 3 in groups. I just want to say that for the stream. They were 2 and 3 in groups, mind you.
And now they finished the season 3-3, so what, 4-4? Yeah, 4-4. So after 8 sets, that's going to be their final record. So definitely Red Embers has had a run unlike anything we have ever seen. But I think that they've earned the respect of you guys, us in the studio, and everybody watching.
But never out.
Yeah, you just have to make the dance. That's the biggest thing. And they did on tiebreakers, but hey, you made the dance, and so they showed up once they made the dance, and that's huge.
So now I basically have 2 more questions.
I'll do the last one.
No. Oh boy. Okay. Well, you made me forget my first question, but oh no. Okay. Yes, I remember my first question now. So actually, Jay, this question is more specifically for you because coming into the Penn State team, you didn't have any competitive experience prior, correct?
Well, no, not really. I kind of just like.
So what is it like to be in your position here? Because you come into a Division I team. Last season, you showed up. You were definitely, at least in my opinion, the rookie of the year and probably most improved just from start to finish. And now coming in here, continuing to participate with some of the biggest, baddest people in Splatoon. And I mean, you had a couple of games where even though the numbers don't necessarily reflect it, you come up with big picks time and time again. I mean, what's just the feeling to kind of be in the unique position that you are in?
I mean, the simplest way, it just feels great. I mean,
Splashdown. That's your answer.
If only it was Splat 2. Splashdown. I missed that thing.
I mean, every time I
Splat
think
2
of like
game
this team,
time. Like, did that go up to practice with the Splashdown or?
Yeah.
He actually did it twice in practice, once or twice in practice. He did that splashdown. Yeah, in our scrim on I think I was on Wednesday because the thing came out. It was a TZS scrim. It was a TZS scrim.
Yeah, it was a TZS.
Yeah, it was Thursday. We're like, all right, well, the original plan was arrow spray, right?
yeah, Silver Arrow.
So it was basically the same idea, and he did it against TZS as well. By the way, same place, everything. Everything was the same.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. I guess my other question is more of a joke question here. Is the RA coming to knock on the door?
Yeah.
So we got a noise complaint.
Yeah, we got noise complaint, boys.
I'm gonna wrap this one up because we are pushing midnight here for you guys. But once Kraken's done there,
Actually, wait. I have one that doesn't require.
Okay, go for it.
Actually, it's better if Kraken's not there.
There was the noise complaint, by the way.
Are the Kraken Mary pancakes actually good?
Hey, we were talking about it. We were talking about the noise complaint, and there it is.
Well, we have like 2 more questions for you then. Frosty, go ahead and ask your question again.
Jay, are the Kraken Mary pancakes actually good?
Are the Kraken Mare pancakes actually good? The Mountain Dew pancakes. The one. Oh. So you see, I wanted to put on my own contribution to to Penn State in the cookbook because he's untying my shoe. He's untying my shoe right now. Why are you untying my shoe?
Of course you stand up as I stand the camera.
No one else in PSU put anything in the cookbook, and I was just sitting in my bed one day, and I was like, what could be unique to Penn State? And the first person that comes to mind when you think of Splatoon Penn State. Look, he's holding it right now. So I was like, what could I find that would possibly combine the 2 things? And once I found it, I was like, this is a match made in heaven right here. And he's leaving.
Well, I definitely respect the effort put into it. It definitely made my night, so thank you personally.
I guess our last couple questions here. Well, quickly, Kraken, how many Mountain Dews is that now?
How many Mountain Dews?
For the night, 4.
Right.
4.
Classic Kraken
They
there.
are going to keep me awake right now.
Well,
This one will last a while, though. The gaming ones, they go down quick because I need the energy, but this is it.
all right. Well, I have just I guess now actually 2 more questions, basically, just for, courtesy of MSI. Because first of all, you guys are going to be soon the owners of some brand new monitors. So how does that feel? How is that going to, I guess, help you guys in your continued endeavor to push Splatoon at Penn State?
Well, it might actually get me off handheld. Because I've been playing handheld for 2 semesters now. If you did not know that, I just I grab my Switch. I don't even plug it into the TV. I don't plug it into anything. I just grab handheld, and that's just how I've been playing for the past 2 semesters. So maybe I can actually be convinced to be put on a monitor. Maybe I'll play better. I don't know.
This is how I play.
What is that?
That is my Switch. And that's cracking her Pro Controller. That is an extension.
Oh my God.
That's my kickstand, baby.
That was my Pro Controller when you need to borrow it. Yeah, that's right.
Oh man. Well, how about the rest of you? What are you guys gonna do with your new MSI monitor?
It's gonna get used. They're gonna get used.
Yeah.
I obviously I play on a monitor, but mine, that MSI one's gonna be way better than the one I have. So the one I got is really cheap because I was afraid, I didn't want to break anything nice. So I'm like, I get a cheap one, really. So like this will replace that one. Obviously I'm gonna take good care of it, but tell you what, I'm excited to get something nicer.
Yeah, shout out to MSI.
I'm personally looking forward to it. Can't wait to run pixel art.
Oh my god.
I love this guy.
Love this guy.
Shows up for 5 matches a year. I'll tell you what, every moment with him is great.
It is.
Nitro, will we see more of you next season?
Dude, I'm contemplating, but probably not. Just because college is too much.
That's
But
fair. All right.
We'll see.
Rossi's got one last question.
One last question for you. What's next?
What's next?
Splatoon.
Splatoon.
4!
A bit more specific, but okay.
What's next? To win again. There you go.
Sir.
Splatoon.
Awesome.
Keep gaming.
Well,
Don't
thank
stop
you
the grind.
To PSU
Don't you
Blue.
stop. It allows people to catch back
oh.
up. If you stop grinding, the rest will catch up. So we got to stay ahead. If we get tired now, just chill. MSU will be the one here next year.
I'm gonna play
Or next-
Splatoon.
Well, thank you guys again for joining us, and congratulations. So, you guys fought all season long, and you are on top of the CCA world.
David, I have one thing really quick, if you don't mind. Really quick. I always do one funny thing anytime anyone's on in person like this. They get a spoon. Anytime you win and on the stream, you get a spoon.
Shout out to Spoon.
Spoon.
Shout out to Spoon.
Plastic spoon. Here you go.
Spoon.
Everyone
Are
gets
you
a spoon for
shipping
winning
us
today.
spoons?
You staff also
Yo,
get one, and the viewers.
That pick goes crazy. We all hold our spoons up.
Wait, I got a spoon?
Yes! I'll get you one, Nitro. I'll
Oh my
get you one.
goodness.
Bro, I'm
Pretend
coming
this
right
is a
now.
spoon. Yeah, we'll
This is our
pretend we have
drip tape
spoons.
screenshot right here, guys.
Spoon.
All right. Well, thank you guys once again, and go get some rest. You guys deserve it. Don't go get another noise complaint. That's the last thing we want.
Tell your RA that you are officially division champions and they need to get good.
I did. Don't worry, I did. That was the first thing I said. Hey, we were winning Penn State an esports championship.
Yeah.
I said it'll quiet down. We're doing the interview and we're done for the night.
Wow, you guys are bigger
We're-
than I am.
We're trying to make up for a football.
Yeah.
And we smoked MSU this week as well. MSU, or last week, just saying, Penn State is 2-0 in the last 2 weeks against MSU.
Don't worry.
Though that Splatoon team did better than the football team. So I want to shout out the Splatoon team.
Don't worry. We'll always be 10-2 every year.
Awesome. Well, congrats again, and we will chat with you all probably soon enough.
I'll see you tomorrow, David.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I won't.
Champions, what a great interview with them, and all the congratulations for just playing their out of their minds.
Yeah, watching that, I know I just calmed for basically 3 hours, but now I want to play Splatoon. So
I know I really haven't touched this new patch, so
Yo,
we're gonna
after this.
maybe. I think I've had enough here for now. But
Come on. Boo.
so with that, we're going to go ahead and start to close this one out. Once again, going through our thank yous here. Thank you to the CCA staff for making this season possible. Thank you to my uncle Carlos, to EJ for being here in studio with us. Thank you to you, Frosty, for joining me here on this crazy endeavor. I kind of had a vision, and people were, crazy enough to be like, let's make it happen. So it was super awesome to be able to do this in an actual studio. So this has been an awesome experience.
Yeah, my legs are tired.
I know, we've been standing we started sitting, we're like, we're going to probably be standing the rest of this time.
Like, it's too hype to not stand, I can forego the leg pain for a little bit,
Absolutely. And thank you as always to MSI for supporting us season after season. Your support means the world to everybody who participates, especially to Penn State, who will be utilizing some fantastic monitors.
You guys are the best.
Absolutely. And to you, the viewers, for continuing to tune in time after time. We greatly appreciate you all, and the CCA would not exist without you. So, with that said, I think that covers everything. For anyone that I missed, just thank you. Also, thank you to Kion and Nita for covering that second set earlier also.
You're also the best.
So, as we start to sign off, Frosty, go ahead and plug yourselves. Where can the people of our chat find you?
All right, saving the best for first. So, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, this has been Frosty. You can find me on Twitter and Discord at Control-Alt-Defrost. Like the keyboard shortcut, but I butchered the ending. And DRF, where can the lovely people find you?
You can go ahead and find me on Twitter at DRF_Splatoon and on Twitch at TritonDRF. But per usual, you can find me right here on the CCA channel covering all things collegiate Splatoon. This was merely the first of 6 division finals all weekend long. Division 2 will be coming at you live tomorrow evening. You will not want to miss that. And then the rest of the division finals on Sunday. Thank you all so much for watching. We greatly appreciate your support, and we will see you for the Division 2 finals.
See ya.